Franklin Clinton backstory explained in 2 minutes. Franklin was born in South Los Angeles, San Andreas in 1988. He never knew his father and his mother became a coke addict. As a child, Franklin often heard stories about how his father was violent and physically abusive towards his mom, possibly causing her to turn to coke to escape being abused. Franklin's father left while his mom was still pregnant with him. His mother's addiction eventually led to her death when Franklin was a little boy. Following his mother's death, he moved in with his maternal grandparents. This is where Franklin met Tanya Wiggins and J.B. Bradshaw. Despite being constantly spoiled by his grandmother, Franklin had decided to take on the role of a street hustler. One of his first jobs was selling cigarettes with Bradshaw. The scheme was successful until Franklin's grandfather caught them in the act. In Tanya's words, his grandfather gave chase to both him and Bradshaw all around South Los Angeles. After the death of his grandparents, Franklin and his Aunt Denise moved into a house on Forum Drive left to them by Franklin's grandmother in her will. Franklin attended Davis High School, along with Lamar Davis, Tanisha Jackson, and Tanya, but was expelled for assaulting a teacher. Around this time, he began the life of a gangbanger and dope dealer and started committing various petty crimes such as carjackings and small-time bank robberies with Lamar. During their first bank robbery, they stole $2,000 but could not keep the money because a dye pack exploded, making it worthless. He also worked for a local drug dealer named Marcus, whom he later killed. Franklin's life of petty crime caught up with him in 2008 at the age of 20 when he was arrested and sent to prison. After his release, he decided to give up his previous gang life and get some legitimate work. At some point, Franklin dated Tanisha, but they split up due to her brother's death and her fearing that Franklin's criminal lifestyle will bring her harm. In 2013, Franklin moved beyond the role of street dealer when he and his friend Lamar began working for Simeon Yatarian, who owns a car dealership, acting as a front for loan sharking and extortion. Yatarian would sell cars to people who couldn't afford them, and when they default on the exorbitant interest payments, Franklin and Lamar would repossess the cars. While growing up, Franklin and Lamar were casual acquaintances with another boy that lived 2 blocks away who would come to respect Franklin. He would later sign up with the military as he considered that his only alternative to gang life.